All right, second restart, but here we are. This is, I'm Jeebs. This is the Abbacado Show, and the stream is full of cados. And I have a few people hanging out with me today in the chat. I got my usual suspects. I know I got people out there that are lurking and chilling. I'm going through a little technical difficulty. If you hear a little bit of a buzz going on, that's part of my life story. Has always been a constant kind of a buzz. Hopefully this isn't bothering you too much. I hear there's a little bottom end thing going there. But hey, don't focus on it. Focus on the crack. Focus on the dinosaur. Focus on the dinosaur. So yeah, that's what we tried. So anyhow, so we're in it to win it today, and we're just going to do a couple of hours here. Thanks for hanging out. My usual cados. Well, those of you who are lurking in the background, thank you so much. It's been a minute. Trying to get myself into a rhythm of doing these on time. I didn't even tell anybody I was coming on. I just decided to hit the button and go, and then tried to do a little bit of troubleshooting on my mic, and it didn't seem to be working right now. So we're just still going to go along with it best as possible. You know what really makes the buzz go away is me shutting up and we just listen to music. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do some donos and some cheese. The forum's up on top if you want to join us on the cheesy wheel. I'm going to split donos and some cheese, donos and some cheese, donos and some cheese, and then carry over for tomorrow. I might end up coming back tomorrow. New rule, really quick. The cheese, the same rule. Nothing more than 7 minutes. Anything more than 7 minutes gets punted automatically. But even with the donos now, we have a new system, up to 15 minutes only. If your dono exceeds 15 minutes, I am not going to do it on this session. I want to try to kind of try a new thing. Get a hold of me at Discord, and we'll work out the best way to make those happen, because my earballs get a little taxed sometimes when I get these long, 25, 30-minute, requests and stuff like that. So anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and let's do this. So why don't we start with some dono is what I'm talking about. Let me just refresh the list here. Oh, wow. I went away for a sip of coffee and tried to get my buzz under control, and I had some donos slip in. This is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all. Makuzia coming in hot on top of the dono list. First of all, Makuzia, how are you? I hope you're doing well. By the way, weather report. Let's do weather report before we start. Here in Hawaii, it is still kind of sunny, and we've had a cold patch here. It's been in between 70 and 75 degrees. Water's about 71. And we got some rain coming up. What about you guys? What's going on with the weather with you guys, huh? What's happening with you? Let me know, and we'll start our first song with Makuzia. While you're telling me how cold or how warm it is wherever you are on the planet. So Makuzia wants us to check out. He has no explanation, no nothing. He just coming in hot with some Chainsaw Man. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. So Makuzia wants us to check out In the Pool from Chainsaw Man. So we're doing that right now. Make sure my volume's up. Let's go. Hope you're doing well, Makuzia. I had to think about this for a second. It almost sounded like my lo-fi hold music. Sounds great. I like all the nuance dancing around with some of the other arrangements back there. Still in a very ambient, ethereal, kind of chill way. Come on, don't tell me you didn't melt when that string section came in there after the solo cello. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I love how they married in that white noise with that. as much as I'm listening to this beautiful piano, I'm imagining the finger performance on this, the hands. This almost sounds like it's written for scene. The way it's breathing. So cinematic, yeah, my goodness, it's beautiful. I love those changes right there. Beautiful answer back with that flute. I love this so much. Something happened there in the scene. Na, 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 na. Is that part of the leitmotif of this here? Is there a callback there? A little dissonance there. Oh, Makuzia, that was such a badass way to open this session up. You know, at first I was listening when it first came in with the piano, because I was using like a lo-fi thing as some hold music. I thought maybe I left it on. So obviously, Judgment Kazi had chimed in that this was actually written for scene. It had that dynamics of where the build and the pull and the emotional changes of the arrangement. I love the whole setup of everything with that nice, soft, subtle pattern. That kind of gave you the idea that things were beautiful, but they were yet just some kind of there could be some essence of sadness through it. And then as soon as I started thinking that, it's when just the cello came in. I went, okay, I see what's going on here. Very expressive that way, and taking us down that path. But one of the things that the composer did that I used to love to do when I wrote music like that would be dynamically, you have this beautiful soft piano, then you would introduce a single, like a solo instrument, in this case the cello. Kind of pulls you into this focus, pulls you down this little emotional tunnel. And then the composer kind of just pulls it way apart with the beautiful whole string section that came in. You know, and there was definitely hybrid work in there. Like there was white noise that the composer had put in there. And also that beautiful pattern of the piano too. It was subtle, but in my mind I'm going, wait a minute, how's he doing this? Da, 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 da. And you see, you know, the blocking of the chords is happening in the left hand. And then there was a couple of notes that I heard where I had to, so it distracted me a little bit in the sense where as a somewhat of a pianist, I kind of considered myself barely, but it got me to thinking, what a beautiful way to use that kind of simpler pattern, if you would, to establish kind of a, because I don't know what this is about. The title of this is In the Pool, and so I don't know if this is a sad area of the movie. Or the anime, was it, or whatever? And something very emotional is happening there, you know, between, you know, characters perhaps. But anyhow, I thought it was beautiful. It was an excellent, excellent, excellent way to open up the stream, Makuzia. Thank you so much, and I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you here as well. Yes, sir. That was beautiful. All right, just refreshing my data here. Next up, we have Arctic Prague. Oh, Arctic Prague, getting right in on that, aren't you? Okay, so Arctic Prague wants us to listen to a Tesseract. Geez, okay. We're going to really be going whoop to whoop. So buckle up. I know, you see that? Arctic Prague said buckle up. I like that. I love the fact that you're just right there, sliding in on that time limit there. But that's wonderful. I think that's phenomenal. All right, guys, this is gonna be a little bit of a listen. Tesseract, as you know, is an amazing, amazing prog rock band. The message here is, been a while since I've heard these guys, since you've heard these guys. This is an older one, but to say it holds up would be an understatement. Enjoy. Glad to catch a stream once and again. Yes, it's good to have you back, Arctic Prog. All right, guys, this is Tesseract, and the name of the track is Of Matter, coming to us from Arctic Prog. Let's go. All right. Oh, live too. Okay. You hear a little dark pad in the back? Or is it the buzz? Ooh, beautiful melody there. I love that endless infinite reverb on the guitar work. Yes, let's go. Syncopation, badass. God, I wish I could get those tones on a guitar. I'd write more. What he did with the melody there. Oof. The note he chose there. Great arrangements for the background vocals. Add just a little bit of that beautiful dissonance, I'd like to say. You know how I feel about the magic. What he's doing right there with that China cymbal, keeping it right there in the half. Well, now he's... just when I said it. I love the ghost notes too, man, on the snare. Bass player's just crushing it. They're gonna give us a little breather here. Stir-fry time signatures. That was good. Out of everything that's so wonderfully performed here, I just love the work on the ride. God, looking at the console and seeing that Lexicon reverb controller there reminds me of the 1900s. Hear the background vocals. I'll tell you what's really super cool to see is that a lot of times I might think what I'm hearing might be keyboard performed, but to watch them doing it all with the guitars and oh yeah, look at how they're comboing those fractals and stuff. It's a pretty busy foot pedal. Thank God for him holding those quarters. That's what really makes us stick out, man, believe it or not. It's him wailing on those quarters, the drummer. Amon, I can't help but go back to your statement, stir-fry rhythm, stir-fry tempo. My brain went, is this an 11/8? It's all the new medication taking effect, that's all. Now he's, jeez. You know, I could have used a little more love with the bass volume, I'm just saying. I love how it just hits the intuitive 4-meter in all of us, even if we're not musicians. We just know where that vibe is, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the magic of prog, you know, and what Tesseract does. I wonder if that's his, he's got to be doing his own background vocals, yeah? There's a lot of work going around back there with those background vocals. Hit the wrong button in my chair. I sank out of view. Come on. God, the syncopation in here, man. This was 13 years ago, man. You know, he's just tripping out there with a GoPro. Drummer's just aching to get back in. A lot of beautiful work on the background vocals there. I heard a note in there that was like... Love it here. They kicked up the dirt on the guitars a little more. They punched it up. Staying with the same pattern, but they gave it a little bit more saturation, it sounds like. A little overdrive. This is a great build, or rebuild. You know what, Arctic Prog, first of all, thanks for bringing this in. This was so super badass. So many different things to kind of mention here and kind of glaze with. The whole, I don't know where this is fitting in this particular album project, I guess Altered State of Matter. If all the tracks are woven together in kind of concept album kind of way. But this definitely took me through everything that I love about prog rock, and in its most subtle but most musical way. So here's what I'm talking about. I think some of you guys can agree with me on this. There are a lot of prog rock bands. When you get to a certain level, a certain tier, the musicianship is just unquestionable, okay? It's no longer who's better or who's more. It's just like, okay, who's going to give us the most quirkiness in the riffage, in the arrangements, in the counter meter, in the syncopated aspect of it, and all the yada 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 that goes with it. What I love is that a band like Tesseract and this particular track, it's not the how much that they do with all of their intricate, you know, rhythmical uses and stuff like that, but also the voicings of the patterns in which they're playing and doing things are very unique, are very wide open. The intervals on a lot of it is very wide open, especially the cleaner guitar work. I love the emphasis on taking us through. I think 3 times they went to like a heavier section and pulled us back in. They started us off kind of chill, brought us up into a peak, brought us back down, brought us back to a peak and down, and then they actually closing it the way they did. The vocals also, you know, the range of this vocalist is unquestionable. He's got a killer range and stuff. I enjoyed the fact that it kind of stayed in a performance pocket, that it didn't get, you know, overly aggressive. And so I think that allowed me to absorb a little bit more of the background vocals on this, because there was background vocals for days on this. Very well done. Some of them are what I would consider contemporary background vocal stylings. And that for me, I kind of liked. Instead of it trying to be overly tricky with harmonies and stuff and resolves and stuff like that, it was really nice to settle in, at least from my point of view. It was really nice to just kind of settle in to a lot of the background vocals without it being too much, knowing that he is his own arranger of his own vocal backgrounds, could go and do with just about anything they want. You know, funny enough, I guess my best way to close this is that they left a lot of space for the badass prog to really represent itself. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's just kind of how I felt about it. So, you know, excuse me. And if it's something, I don't know, Aman, I think you said, did I hear it once before? I don't know. I can't, thousands of tracks later, I can't recall. You guys will have a better recall, but if this is a new experience for me, that's also because I didn't drink my tea. You know if you know, that was a joke. Stand by, I gotta get something, hang on. Because that's what I do in the middle of my streams. I forget shit and I gotta call it back in. So, yeah, you know, that's eventually gonna happen, right? That people are gonna repeat things, and I can't possibly, you know, recall that, like, oh my gosh, did I listen to it? Because that's just my brain. I don't care. I loved it all over again, and I probably said something a lot better. You know, I give it my 100%. So, all right, man. Thank you so much, Arctic Prog. Good to see you here. Next up, Shadow Dane. How are you? Shadow Dane's in the house. I've shared a song from Haywyre before. This remix popped up recently of one of his older songs, and it's just fantastic. Thought you'd enjoy it, so thought I'd share it. Shadow Dane, good to see you back too. I know that everybody parachutes in every now and then to see if I'm alive or breathing, or you have time. Life does what it does, right? It's good to have you back. Guys, Shadow Dane wants us to listen from the band Haywyre. The name of the song is Insight VIP. All right, Shadow Dane, here we go. Full freeze. Pull out the refrigerator. The punchiness of those little percussive stabs that are holding the chordal part of the arrangements. King in the ninth out there on that chord. Love it. Ooh, very nice. If I had my guitar out right now, I'd be ripping that freege. Love this pattern and the choice of tone that he's using there. A little nice messing around with the stereo imaging of it too. Is there a double bass thing going on here? Womp, womp, womp. There's something below it. I love this. This is a great track. Nice.
Everything is outside of our understanding. Everything is outside of our understanding.
Great piano sounds. There's a little wisp of air. Ooh, that was nice. Wow. Okay. Beautiful chord changes. Jeez, I'm loving this. I love that pseudo dubstep rubber bandy bass there at the bottom. All the stereo imaging work is so well done here. It doesn't get distracting. Chord right there, that's like, it works, it's perfect. You know, the left hand, the 159 that's going on there, that's so nice. That was such a badass track. I loved that. I really, truly did. I think all of his musical composition elements were very, like, I love the chord changes. That I love the piano work. You know, I don't know. You said that I've listened to a little Haywyre before. My brain, as I'm getting older, is getting unwired. So you know, I didn't pull any similarities to something I've heard of him before. But in this particular track, there's a plethora of very cool things that were going on there. There's a lot of little answer back arpeggiations that are mixed a lot lower into the pocket. When the piano solo was going, there was actually another small arpeggiation that was somewhat in the same tone as the midsection of the piano, but it was pulled down. So while he's doing this work over here, I could hear this little arpeggiation that was so well placed in the mix. It didn't intrude, but definitely was a very important, you know, supportive part of the arrangement. The percussive choices of the tones he was using for his digi-synth sounds. Love the intensity of the little stabby chords. Whatever the tone was great. It wasn't overwhelming. And I love the dual bass thing that would be happening there. So there was always a bass line happening there. You know, not over the top whatsoever in the mix, but then that gave him space. that maybe even within the same octave, or maybe another octave higher, but maybe within the same octave, when he came in with more of that dubsteppy kind of warbly bass kind of thing. You know, so somewhere along that line there. And his voice. And the whole thing was great. This was a great track. This I'm going to listen again tonight. When I eat, I have a special little cookie I'm going to eat tonight, and I'm going to listen to this track. I'm going to be tripping, is what I'm saying. All right, we'll do one more dono, and then we'll spin the cheese for a little bit. You guys good with that? Let's do another dono here. Let me just refresh the list. Let me see here. Next up is Negative Vibes. Negative Vibes. How are you? You hanging in there with us? You still on the journey? What's happening? Yummy cookie. Mild cookie. Chill cookie. Not Bobo cookie. Hey, Negative Vibes. How are you, man? Otherworldly groove with crazy polyrhythms, where the instruments come in and out and phase with each other. Really wild stuff once you sort out... realign. I thought you said, I swear, because the side effects of some of the new things I'm taking to maintain my health is making my eyes a little. I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to say, really wild stuff once you sort out your religion. I thought I would just let you know, but you were saying sort of realign your ear and get ready for it. I'm just saying. It's just what's happening. Don't. It's just what's happening. All right, guys. This is from Negative Vibes. The name of the band or the artist is Kayo Dot, and the name of the song is Library Subterranean. So this is the cookies will make me see better. Oh my goodness. This is for Negative Vibes. Let's go. I'm already slurring. Negative Vibes. I love this opening, courtesy of bass. God, I so love they've chosen these sounds for this. And it looks like they released it in 2014, so it's a progressive approach to it.
The gun of 100 million years. The century.
What great but unique engineering on the drums.
I tried in vain to hide and find.
Pulling a little bit from the 70s prog vibes for me. But obviously with a lot more of a progressive contemporary sound.
The pictures of his dreams. The pictures of his dreams.
Ooh, that big fat moogie vibe on the bass.
Unlock the shrine withdrawn. Through open doors unmade. Remembering elusive shame.
Bass player's crushing. Sorry, boys and girls.
It leaves the soul in the wind.
Okay, that caught me off guard. I was about to say something. God, I love that all of that experimental use of the synthy sounds that are a lot more analog sounding. That's great. That's the drummer doing the chore right there. It's just keeping us in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I don't know, guys. Let's count it off. Isn't it a 5/4 over 4/4? God dang. God, I love the layers of the synths coming through here. At a certain point, you stop counting. You just got to go with it. I even surrender to it myself. I just like, all right. Let it do to me what it's supposed to do. The Moog bass is following the bass player. What a great tone for that guitar. Absolutely so cool. God, you've got to be working those patterns out in rehearsal forever. Oof. That drummer. Russian. What? It's getting so frantic right now. And it's all working perfect. See, I can't tell if that's a sax or if that's a pad. See, I don't know the band makeup, so I don't know if one of the guys there are a keyboardist. I mean, you can get a sax to sound like that, but it's much easier to get a keyboard to sound like that. What do you get when you bring in Juilliard grade musicians that just came in after drinking way too much Red Bull? Kayo library Subterranean. The musicianship on that is just full stop mind numbing. Once again, we kind of go back into that Tesseract kind of a thing. Like, these guys are extremely talented musicians. The drummer had an orbit by itself. Even though he was the pinnacle, he's the peak of, you know, keeping everything as frantic as it was, but it's all of what he's bringing outside of the meter and the juxtaposition that's happening with the with all the shift in the time and the meter work and the everything that was going on in there. It's all of his fills and things that are going on in between it with the hi-hats and the cymbals and the nuances and the ghost notes and stuff. I mean, without a doubt, this was a little bit more of it's hard to say what's a highlight. It was all extraordinary. One of the magical things about it were the tones, the experimental tones that they decided to work with. So once again, I don't know if there's a keyboard or not into it, but yeah, very much of the 70s vibe without a doubt, Ghostworm. What was somebody else had put in there, kind of a little bit of Jethro Tullish meets, somebody had mentioned another individual up here earlier. But without a doubt, yeah, that's another great call to Judgment, that kind of calculus of math rock. But this is like when you get this grade of musicians, what they can pull off, and it's absolutely mind-numbing. So it was great. I didn't need to have my coffee after listening to that. So, all right, guys, let's do some Wheel of Cheese. How about that? You guys ready for some wheelie? I'd say I'm ready for some wheelie. Let me spin me over here to Wheel of Cheese. I have to, it's been a while since I've done Wheel of Cheese, so I've got to make sure that you see, my wheel's not there. Ooh. Hang on for a second. I got to find my wheel source. Give me a second here. Where is it? There it is. Don't worry, those are not the names. Those are not the refresh names. That's from last week and stuff. Okay, the wheel, I hear my GPU kicking off, so the wheel's starting to kind of geek and get itself into gear here, and it's catching up. I hate the wheel. Alrighty, so what do you say we get going here? We're going to be doing a Wheel of Cheese. Everybody remember the rules. The rules are nothing over 7 minutes. I'm going to do 3 wheels of cheese. We'll go back to some donos. I'll take a short break. So let's go. Here's our first Wheel of Cheese spin. Let me repopulate it, just so if you see you. Hey, usual suspects. Is there anybody new who's lurking in the background there, playing around with the Wheel of Cheese? I don't know. What do you say we go? First Wheel of Cheese. Let's go. All right. Les Sans Muse. Alrighty, let's see what Les Sans Muse would like us to check out today. Les Sans Muse would like us to listen to something electronic, it looks like. This is his only message is, "'Tis a little jam," or "a little jam." The name of the artist or the band is Sepalcure, and the name of the track is "Taking You Back." DJ Kicks Mix. Guess you guys will all know that if you're fans. So here we go from Les Sans Muse. You one do to miss. Here we go. Somebody help me out with the style. Is this rave house? Okay, so mostly house-ish. Vaporwave, okay. Wants to kind of like sink into the groove here, but all the lengthy reverb and pad work in the track is keeping me in it. I think what I really like about this, considering we're saying this is a house vibe, is that he's still being kind of coy with the kick work. Boom, 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 boom. You know, giving us a little, kind of fits into the motif of the day of the theme of the stream. Does it not? Good cookie music, if you know what I mean. You're cleaning around the house, get your headsets on. $10 to 20 milligram cookie. Super chill, laid-back track, man. Just put me in a great space. Nice little cut in dBs on the congos. Hey, I didn't stop it. It did it on its own. Love the track, man. It was super, super chill. I'm still wrapping my head around the difference between vaporwave. I've heard it many times. You guys have called it out here as calling it as vaporwave. And I don't know if that has to do with the kind of synthy sounds that are being played that have long tails to it, that are a little more edgy, if you would, in its tone. To me, some of the telltale signs of anything that is of this nature and genres are little, what I call arpeggiations. So little blippy tones. You know, and they're going in and out. I think if this is a project that maybe goes way back for this DJ, in an era when you could really stack a lot of really great patterns and stuff, and you mute, unmute, move around a little bit. And also something else that I find that's very kind of unique about at least that genre, that from based on my exposure, one of the things that I feel like I know once I hear this pattern with this instrument, it's a little bit more house oriented, is when there's congas, you know? Sometimes bongos, but congas, there's a conga pattern that's in there somehow, you know, that's hidden back in there. You know, I've learned not to judge anything by the clap, you know, the sound of the clap, not the disease. But, you know, just, you know, you can't, oh, is that, no, oh, no, it's not, because they use it in so many different other genres and subgenres of electric music, so. The ass clappers. Thanks, Lazans. Okay, so let's go back and get us some more cheese. What do you say? All right, here we go. Let me refresh. Thank you, Lazans, for hanging out with us. And let me redo. Okay, there's an adjustment of the cheese. You guys ready? Here we go. Yeah, that disco soul vibe too. You're right. Negative vibes. Who's coming up next? Uh-oh. It looks like it could be Lee. How ye doing, Lee? Let's see what Lee wants here. All right. Lee would like us to check out. Hang on. Hang on for 1 second here. Give me a second here. Wait a minute, why can't I find you? Oh, there you are. Gotcha. Alrighty here. Got another original song from my last band. Okay, guys, we're supporting somebody with some original music today. ATOMIIIC coming to you. To remind you, this band was a three-piece. Oh, from his last band. I'm sorry. Not that he's in it. I'm sorry. Job opening. From the last band he had called ATOMIIIC coming to you. To remind you, this band is a three-piece, nothing but a bassist, drummer, and me on vocals. Oh, I'm so messed up. I'm sorry, Lee. I'm reading to this all ass backwards. I told you. My predisposition is just, you know, that whole thing going on, okay? Oh, you guys having some problems with the stream? I'm sorry, but I'm kicking at 6,100 kilobits. So it might be something on the Twitch side. But I can see that my output is fire right now. So I hope that clears up for you. Oh, you guys are all good? Okay. All right, let's start all over again because I blew this. So this is from our friend Lee, who won the Wheel of Cheese. This is actually his band. It's a three-piece, nothing but bass, drummer, and he on vocals. He also produced the album and did the art direction. I wanted to write a danceable song about depression. I gotcha. As a metaphor. That's why my brain started going before I read the rest. I went, dance, okay, we got creative stuff here. For the way people often hide depression behind a song and dance they put on for others. The Bugaboo is a formless and mysterious problem threat monster. And Boogaloo is a type of music and dance. Yes, we know that. The mastering on the album came out a bit quiet, so I recommend boosting the volume. All right. Let me boost the volume a little bit before we do this. Just remember to have me unboosted. Okay, let's see what happens here. All right, this is Lee. This is his band. We're going to be listening to some original music. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Oops, scene. Well, that bass player's holding it down with that tone for sure. Well, that bass player is really keeping the whole machine in there. I love that. I like what you do with the vocal engineering. Yes, like Almond said, the punk itch has been scratched. There you go, Lee. Punching those vocals. Love the way you sound in the pocket. Really good mix. This is just your bass player, huh? Wow. I love this sound, man. The tone is like punk garage. Yes. Great vocals here. Lee! That was super badass. First of all, I was tripping out. Very well done on your artwork here. Man, congratulations, everybody. Look in the chat right there. I'm going to put that link there so you guys want to check it out on your own. Share some love over there. I just threw my like in there for sure. God, you know what? For a second I was getting a little lost. I was going, wow, that's really good work with the bass player and the guitar player. I go, well, wait a second. No, it's just the bass player carrying all of that. So you got to give a really super big round of applause for the bass player carrying the whole musical, body of that, in such a way where it's like it was pseudo monophonic. I mean, he never did anything like chord basses or anything like that. I'm sorry, bass chords, but because of the tone that he chose for his bass work, it really filled it out really well. And except for you telling me that it was just the bass player, I would have been a little all in on saying, hey, man, the bass player, guitar player locking in really well, but it's all in one. Great vocals, dude. Seriously, everybody, he sang that. He killed it as well, with the vocals and everything. I like when you got a little more punchier towards the end, but that's great about the build that you had. So the build that you took it all the way to the end in that last section, it got really punchy and really like, the people's elbow. That's taking the passion all the way to the, 11. And damn good mix. And also just everybody, I don't know if that was recorded like ready, hit, record, go or not, but I also love the complete humanized feel that the drummer brought to it, like anti-click track. Gave it even more life. So yeah, badass, man. Thank you very much, Lee. Everybody, that was Lee. That was one of our own Kados. That was his music here on the Wheel of Cheese. Sorry, it took me a second to change the scene there. All right, let me change the volume right. Thank you so much. Let me change the volume back a little bit. All right. There we go. All right, another Wheel of Cheese, and then we'll do some donos, and I'll take a short break. Let me refresh my data. Holy Maradada. All right, Wheelie. Okay, refreshed. Okay, you guys ready? Are we spinning? Here we go. Nobody's left in the chat anymore. There's only 12 people. What happened? Here we go. And it looks like it's going to be... Oh! Amon! Oh, that was so close. How close is that? How close is that? Now, I know that Mom Zera was just right there probably going, yeah. It looks like Mom Zera. Just missed Mom Zera by that much. Legacy Kados here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see what Amon brings to us. While I look this up, I want you guys to guess what genre you think he is going to have us listen to. Okay, let me look him up here. So Amon would like us to check out. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Okay, here we go. I got him. I got it up here now. So, the Isley brothers need no introduction, but this classic is certainly worth talking about. Jimi Hendrix lived together and played with the Isley brothers from 1963 to 65, touring fondly together before Hendrix parted ways to go solo. And then the rest is history. Young Ernie Isley was very much influenced by his time growing with Hendrix, practicing guitar behind his back. Behind his back, and I got to sneak some riffs of Hendrix in and practice on that. And between his legs, just like, oh, behind his back like that way, not behind his back like sneaking away. Okay, I'm going to stop with the side salad because that's what's happening with my brain right now. Ernie's fiery guitar solo on this song was his loving homage, paying homage to his childhood hero, down to the searing, fuzzed out tone he used throughout. And not only was he just a fresh 21-year-old when he performed this in 1973, the entire lead guitar track was recorded in one live take. Hope you all get up and groove to the funk, everybody. And mahalo, as always. Aloha. This is from Amon to everybody here, the Kados. Are you guys ready? Let's go. This is the Isley Brothers, That Lady, Part 1 and 2. Let's go. Amon for the win. Here we go. Oops, let me shift. Come on, guys. Please tell me most of you know this track. Jake, and ask your mom if she recognizes it. I wonder if it's a left-handed drummer.
Don't touch, baby. No, 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 don't touch. Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Sexy lady. Beautiful lady. Real fine lady.
What a great
I would dance upon a string and
bass tone back there.
I would give her anything if she would just do what I say. Come around my way, baby.
Got that fuzzy lead.
Shine my way.
God, the analog tone on this too. You know if you know.
Lovely lady. Real fine lady. I would love to
20. Wow, what a magical life he must have been having when he was a kid. I think between this lead and that Who's Your Lady, those two were such iconic melodies, hook-wise. The waka 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 too, you know? Love the percussion work too, the congas that are going on. Great separation in the engineering, even with the hi-hat being a little heavy on this side here, giving a lot of room for the piano over here. That's very 70s. Still used today, depending on what you're shooting for. See, this is the kind of magic you do if you stay in that solo, in that pentatonic solo box right there. And he is moving around out of it, but... You hear that on the toms? Live music, I love that. Bass player's cooking too, guys. While the piano's holding it down, filling it in. Oh, there's a little organ there. Oh, now bringing it up in the mix. Nice rebuild. Getting a little jam bandy here. Yeah, funky jam band. I like what the piano's filling in with. Ah, yes. What a great track, Alman. You know, the nostalgia of that, you know, listening to it and being around to have heard it originally when it came out on the radio. Also, you know, it was kind of long for the radio days. I don't know if they had a radio mix on that because, you know, 5 minutes in the 70s, that was like, whoa, what are you doing? Maybe started off in like college play or a DJ in the backwoods flipping it on the B-side kind of story, because that typically wasn't a thing. Though some songs had already gotten away with it, like Bye Bye Miss American Pie and stuff like that, some of the longer play stuff and so on and so forth. It's usually because a DJ decides to just pull the trigger because they just love the track so much. You're totally right about that fuzzy tone, a little more refined than the Hendrix. I think Hendrix was a little more growly and lit wise, but the whole jam, but without a doubt, the melodic hook in my brain is those two that I pointed out. Actually, the first few notes of the melody, "Who's that lady?" whatever that was. That's automatically. That's like you know automatically. Just everybody. As a matter of fact, even before it started, somebody had typed in "Who's that lady," and then just a little bit of that lead work that he did. And I also, like I said, I just kind of revel into the engineering of the 70s, you know, and how that was. And like that was cutting edge shit there. You know, that was probably only 16 tracks, you know. 73, let me see. 73, there were 24 tracks. I can't remember. My brain's a sieve. If there were already 24 tracks in 73. Should have been. But anyhow, great, Alman. Thank you so much for bringing that through. There was a radio cut. Thank you very much. I was just saying. All right, let's go back into some dono catch-up, my friends. I'm going to do a few donos and take a little break and come back and continue on. And if anybody's left when I come back and continue on, we'll continue. Continue is what we continue. Next up is Caving 1021. We're now going back into donos here. Not much of a message going on here. He just says, press go. All right, guys, this is from Caving 1021. The name of this track is from the band Swallow the Sun. And the name of the song is Upon the Water. Let's go for Caving. Here we go. really digging this track. Love the harmony on the guitar work here. And the mix is rad. Did I say rad? Holy 1969. That goes to tell you that my new regimen of drugs is making me lucid. Got no more coffee. I've been trying to pull coffee out of this for the last 10 minutes. Paving, when is this released? I love the tone of his voice. Wow. This is badass. Is this called mellow death? This is genre. Song of the birds still echo silence. Low tide is gone forever, forever, forever. The tuning on the toms on here. Great engineering on the toms. You can hear a lot of the layers in the tones. Gliding in the back is that pad. That's what really makes this thing soar as well. Kind of a pseudo choral pad. I love the pad work in this. So even though this is mellow death, hey Lucan, how's it? I think it's becoming one of my favorite metal genres. Even with the gnarly tone of the voice. I think another thing that I enjoy about this particular style of music, it's very theater of the mind. Oh, that's a good call, not offensive. There's like a stadium wash also on the guitar with the reverb that I love. Very big on the ambiance. I love what the guitar's doing. You know, the ascending and then coming back down. Man, that was a great track. I like didn't even feel like it was 6 minutes. It could have kept on going for me. I really do think that as far as the metal genres are concerned, and I love, you guys know how many, I glow on all kinds of stuff. There's just something about this mellow death kind of ambient vibe here that I really appreciate. I don't know, it's just maybe where I'm at in my head, where I'm enjoying a lot of darkness and heaviness, but I kind of need a little bit, just for my own personal listening tastes, I think I need a little bit of ambience or something to kind of guide me through the journey. Because you guys know we can get as cut and dry riffage. You know, we heard earlier, you know, a band that was really super, you know, gnarly with the rhythm patterns and the riffs and all. I'm down for that sort of stuff. But when it comes to a certain thing that kind of just pushes me over the 10, is this style of music. And I think another thing, maybe it's just this particular mix or something like that. But it seems like it's two different singers. If I'm listening to this just by its mix, then it's two different singers because there's some overlapping in tones. Excuse me. You know, him holding a note and then the darker singer comes in, the growling, ripped voice singing. But what I will say is I love where that ripped vocal is in the mix. To me, I've told you guys so many times, or explained to you guys, I didn't tell you, I tell you nothing. I explain, I put myself out there. That for me, what really makes a difference, and I can get into the bands that are fully using that shredded voice approach, just where is it sitting in the mix? You know, and so for me, this was a great track through and through, and I really dug it. And even just I'm just kind of reminiscing. Dun 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 dun. You know, but it was kind of like in a cradling tempo. Dun 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 dun. You know, and that stuck out for me. See, I'm digging that stuff. Caving, thank you so much, man. Sorrow. I went long on that breakdown, didn't I? Okay, let's see, who do we got next? Just refreshing a little bit. We're continuing on with some donos. I'm going to keep going for a little bit before I take a short little break. Next up is Judgment Kazi. Judgment Kazi slipping in here. Hey, Jeebs, happy to have you back, brother. Thank you so much. It's good to be back. I wish I can come back more often, which will probably happen around springtime. So if I'm lucky enough to get this on the wheel, but you didn't, but you came here, then I'm going to take you down some more boss battle music. All right. I think this is going to be our very first video game. Music then, if that's the case, from my fave booty shooter. Okay, Nikke. Spoiler alert for the ones who care. So, guys, if you're into this game or you're playing it, he's saying there's a spoiler alert. At the end of the last event, several Nikkes bit the bullet in the grandstand against the final boss. After which our main protagonists finally find the area of the battle, and it remains a new villain. The boss, Altruya, which happens to have parts of the deceased Nikke's fused within its bastardized monstrous form. Enjoy the music and follow the fight. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, my eyes are crossed. P.S. The boss will be on screen. Let me know what you think of the design. Oh, you did a little something here. All right, guys, this is Judgment Kazi. Wants us to check out music from the game Goddess of Victory, Nikke, and the name of the track is Scattered Circuitry. Let's go. Remember, spoiler alert, guys. Oh, shit. Damn. For a video game? Not everything stems from Mick Gordon, but everything stems from Mick Gordon's, I think, at times when you listen to gaming music like this. Great hook right here. Nice breakdown into this arpeggiation. God, a really super unique tone with the guitar and the bass. I'm going to be a little tone elitist here. It's kind of thin on the top sounding. I would have loved to hear a little more balls on the bottom on this. Featuring Amon. Great sizzle in the voice. Great job here, man. This hybrid. Great lead work here, man. Not too over the top. Damn, what a track. And so this is in a video game, you say. So, I mean, the drums sound programmed and everything. Whenever I say stuff like that, it's not a slam or anything. Just sometimes the sounds, since I'm getting older, the sounds confuse me a little bit, but it definitely sounds, the sounds are. The riffage, the whole bottom end of it, or I'm sorry, the whole riff salad aspect of it, I don't know that it's fair for me to say, Mick Gordon, because I think if I'm right, now you gamers can set me straight on this, but Mick Gordon was probably one of the first musicians of the metalcore era, if you would, of the djenty chugginess that made an impact with Doom. And it would just seem it measures that everything since then is always like, I wonder if there was a little bit of influence through and through. This was just released a few weeks ago, so it definitely is getting its legs. What I'm noticing as a telltale sign of this style of composition is you definitely have the guitar, talent doing what it's doing. Didn't sound like there was much of a bass presence. I did hear a bass line, but not on the bottom end. The bottom end didn't sound warm enough for me. That's not a ding. I'm just saying my own personal taste. I would have loved to have heard a little bit more burst at the bottom, just as far as EQing. Maybe it was, passed out a little steeper. As far as the EQs, sculpting in the master or something. Loved the solo at the end. Like the guitarist is phenomenal, and the reason why I say I love the solo at the end is because it wasn't flashy. I'm a little over the flashy thing. It's also because I can't do it. I admit it. No, I'm kidding. I'm just not that guy. I wish I could have been, but I never was. But at least I can enjoy it. But he did have that skill because there was that run that he did into the second set of into the next phrasing, and then there's the metalcore bending that I've gotten used to listening to and learning about. Not that I'm an aficionado, of that, but I love the track. I love the infusion of the industrial, heavier synth that layers on top of it. I think that's that telltale thing. I was starting to say it. I derailed myself. Is that there's that signature sound that now becomes, you have that djenty, darker sound, you have that metalcore thing in present in it, but you definitely have the chunkiness of synth stabs that are going over it. So well done. Judgment Kazoo, thank you so much for bringing this here, man. I appreciate it. And Amon, it was featured in there. I don't know what part he played in there, but I could see Amon was featured. You see, can you barely see right there, featuring Amon? Sorry, my bad. Job opening. Hey, Kazi, thank you so much, man. All right, next up, who do we got here? This is from Not Lori. Nice username. Not Lori, are you still here? You're bringing us another game. Love this. Not Lori doesn't have a message, just wants us to listen to Final Fantasy 14. I had to look at the Roman numerals and suss it out in my head. I'm just, it's happening, and I'm getting slower. Anyhow, Final Fantasy 14, the name of the track is Absolute Tyranny from Not Lori. Not Lori. We'll come back and check this out a little later on the YouTube channel or something like that. Here you go. Big contrast in sound, right? The metal rocky vibe here. A little more old school. Very AC/DC, yes. A lot of that has to do also with the drum work. There's two guitars there, but I'm hearing some keyboard stabby work. Kind of pseudo stabby orchestral synth. I like that the lyrics are playing right into the game here as well. You know, and also the bass driving on the eighths with this really straightforward drumming really gives you that 80s rock push. Had a little Motley Crue in there. Anybody hear that? Come on. Matter of fact, I even hear it here. Come on, I can't be the only one to be hearing Motley Crue in this. I totally agree with you, Lutheran. I think, Lutheran, in what we just heard, it matches. It's the verses that make it feel a little undermatched. Stepping out with the guitar arrangement a little more here. Getting a little more loose-handed. Yeah, but right here is that long hair glam metal hook. It could be a number of bands, but Motley comes into my mind here. The royal decree, because you heard that all the time in 80s metal. First of all, the game looks super badass. I don't know where, like, I guess maybe this is, obviously I haven't played games for the longest time anyhow. Let me stop it here real quick. Yes, without a doubt, this track, far different than the other one that was, that we heard from the other video game that was really, really technically powerful metal riffage, kind of genty, a la Mick Gordon. This definitely had that 80s vibe to it. There was a little bit of a mismatch. I forgot whom it was I was speaking with earlier. That was that vocals seemed a little awkward, only just in the verses, just unmatched power, because they were already in on that, you know, that full-on 80s anthem-ishy kind of vibe. I like the playing around with the guitar patterns, and the arrangements would kind of play off of each other a little bit, not too much and shoved in the mix. Drums was kind of back there. Drums played an important part of emphasizing that 80s, just real straightforward. Nothing was happening tricky-wise to throw us on little herky-jerkies, you know, elements percussively of it. Stuck straight to it. Obviously, the lyrics is playing to the game. The game looks really cool. Like, maybe I should try that at some point. It looks like it's a lobby game, like a bunch of people play or something. I don't know. I haven't had much time to play anything lately. I will say I have been diving. If I've been getting like really like overloaded, I'm going back to Bastion. I'm just saying, I've been playing Bastion. I'd play it live stream with you guys, but I'm sure you guys would be bored of that shit. Anyhow, love the track. I also love the fact that there was no real solo in it too. And it was very hooky, you know, back and forth, back and forth. You just kept on going verse, hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, burns in your head. And also, you know, for a video game, playing this underneath action, it's a fun track to listen to. It's like this is working really well. Anyhow, thank you for that haul right through there. Let's do some more. I'm just saying. Hey, thanks for the sub, Lucarin. Okay, let's continue on. Next up is Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How are you? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when I come streaming, if I play a boring game, who wants to watch an old man play Bastion? You know? Unless I engage in like some kind of banter at the same time, right? Maybe we talk about a subject matter or something. That could be fun. That could be a little therapeutic for me. I'm sorry, I just said that. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Okay. Lisa wants us to check out, you said you wanted a music video? Well, enjoy. Okay. Lisa, come. You know, Lisa, though, if you guys don't know, very, very technically knowledgeable about not only the industry, but also tones and mixing and stuff. And, you know, Lisa, I did say way back in the day, I would love to do a podcast with you, and I still would love to do a podcast with you if you're still down for it, you know, as I'm kind of pulling back up and getting myself together. So I gotta make that happen, as well as some of those redeems. And so I'm planning for that. I'm getting my ducks in a row for that. So I think that would be really fun to have a nice, if you're down for it, a podcast with you. So anyhow, I bring that up because this is her track here, and it's Death by Stereo. It's called Growing Numb. As I get older, I am growing dumb. I'm just saying. Here we go. Great technique. This is so badass. What great engineering. Considering everything's boxed in between like 10 and 2. listen to the tone on that bass. It's tearing.
We are the voice of the oppressed and beaten down. Slapped in the face so many times we just can't fail. You made us stronger than you know the pain just drowns. Sent to your grave, this don't stop us, your pain are real. And in America, they call it freedom.
Guys, listen to the bass. Seriously, put your energy in there. I mean, the vocalist is doing great. This is a great song, but man, that bass playing is great. The tone. And I love this with the hook. So mental. This is a really tricky mix here. Nice pattern. God, the bitiness on that bass, though. Lisa, this was a full top to bottom smash for me. And why I say that, there's a couple things. First of all, it's me. I don't know if it's me or not, but I love the engineering on this because it was purposefully not really gnarly stereo imaging. Like, they kept it as compressed in its imaging. Like I said earlier, it's like a 10:2, you know? And if you do that right, then you can punch the loudness in a way where it's not, you know, limiting too much. This is a 3-minute song. We had that hook at least 4 times in there, and that also made it very addicting for me. And you know, even though I've learned to really, you know, kind of glaze into punk, like I have many genres because of my journey through here on Twitch and my YouTube channels and stuff. This is just one of those tracks that. And the other thing too, I don't know why it's happening to me lately, but even though I come from the surf skater culture from the 70s, like I'm one of the, in generationally wise, there's just some kind of an attachment, like where I feel there's a certain vibe that I think I experienced when I was younger that I couldn't translate until the skater punk movement came out. You know what I'm saying? And through the skater punk movement or the skater kind of reggae movement and stuff like that, I have an affinity towards it. Like I wish we could have had that music, you know, while I was skating inside pools in 71, 72, you know, just getting in the first polyurethane wheels and all that sort of fun stuff, you know. So I feel that there's a little bit of that little thing. Turn Up! Oh my goodness, Turn Up is in the house. Buddy, how you been? Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Anyhow, love the track, love the hook, everything. And for me, the standout outside of the musicianship and everything is, oh, I love when they put that in there. You know, when they, you know, when punk bands do a lot, or stuff like that. It really, you know. Anyhow, hey, Turn Up, it's really good to see you, man. We all miss you. Glad you're okay. Glad you showed up, man. Didn't think Turn Up would turn up. Ah, there's Patty Cakes coming in with you. I do want to answer a really quick question. This is one of our new folks here, Lucarin. Lucarin asked a really quick question. Yeah, you're only allowed to do 1 song per day on the forum, whether it's on the wheel or Dono. It'll block you from, you know, multiple layouts, just the way the Dono's set up. I mean, the forum is set up. But if you want to do like a long listen, if it's longer than 15 minutes, you can jump on with me on Discord, DM me, we'll talk about it. But if you have any other questions, just ask here, and Kazi or anybody else can help you out and make sure that comes across there for you. Anyhow, well, still yet, Turnip. I know you've been lurking, but we miss you. So it's good to have you back. Okay, let's do another one. And then I'm going to take, I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to take a short break just to get a little treatment in my lungs going on. And then we'll be back. So who's coming up right now is Splooey 010 Splooey. How are you, Splooey? Oh, this looks like this is going to be fun. Oh, Amon, you're going to like this too. Those of you who like to read music and that sort of fun stuff, and this looks very odd on the thumbnail, so I'm looking forward to this. So Splooey is saying, been wanting to show you this drum corps shows ever since I put you on the 2025 DCI winners of the Boston Crusaders. Yeah, my God, that was a great video. Then I put it on the video channel, and it really blew up. It is incredible what's happening out there with, you know, the more contemporary use of music and stuff from drum corps and stuff like that. I've been a huge fan of that. I've just never really, until you brought it in here. This is 2019 show from the Blue Coats, got second place and was a crowd favorite. Enjoy. Might do a cheesy wheel on behind the scenes vids too. Anyhow, I love that you brought this in. I've wanted to listen to another one, and I just get a little caught up, but thank you for bringing it in here for the Kados. So everybody, this is Boston Crusaders. The song is Boom Pit Section. Apparently this is 2019. And they won second place for this. So you guys ready for this? This looks like it's gonna be really fun. I love the fact that I can see like music notes and stuff on the thumbnail. So you know I get all giddy for this. Guys, let's do this. All right. Press the right button for God's sakes. Here we go. Jesus. I love the reading. I love the music there. Okay, so I'm hearing a little arpeggiation work in there. So where's that coming from, the pad work though? Is that still part of drum corps? I've never seen anything like that because I'm old. How badass technology is. Yeah, I mean, but you still got to play, but it is definitely a MIDI trigger. Holy crap. Okay, apparently, though, I played the wrong video, or maybe it was the wrong video link in there. I don't know. We could probably make that up somehow. I don't care. I loved it. Now, this is very unique. Now, first of all, for those of you who are expecting the other... Was it the right one? I don't know. Somebody was saying it was the wrong link. Was it the right link? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out myself. I don't care. This is really new to me. Now, for those of you who may have seen this that are in the drum corps and that whole experience, remember, I come from the 1800s. So the advancements in not the musicianship, but what is happening out on the field is very unique. And I love to see that. I'm not the, old curmudgeon-y guy that's like, rah, 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 rah. And then obviously this is very unique to percussive arrangements, right? There's no horns, there's no anything. So maybe this was, and Vic Firth. And if it's a Vic Firth thing, that's obviously going to be very percussive oriented. So I didn't hear any other arrangements, except I did hear pads. So I don't know if this was a particular track that was written for performance enhancement, and there was the click. You heard the click in there, right? That high pitched was in there. I can see the musicians in the back. That has nothing to do with the musicianship and having to keep tempo, because each one of those musicians, if you're percussive in any element, especially in the drum corps world, you're just your auto-quantized brain takes over. Then again, I don't know. I don't know if they wear headsets and there could be something in there, I don't know. That's why I ask as an old person, so I'm not giving anybody the people's elbow. I love what this has turned into, to watch the musicians play. I loved reading the music right below it. I was a little in between it all going, oh, check out that. What is that? That's like a synthy, xylo, MIDI, how do you do, But, so, even though Splooey, was that the wrong link by accident? Is that what happened here? I don't know what that was. I loved listening to this. Or you could send the link to Kazi or one of those guys. Or if you're in Discord, you could send it that way, and that could be sent to me because I have links disabled in my chat. So, but we're going to continue on, Splooey. But I do want you to send me that link, and then we'll recover on that. But nonetheless, whatever this was, the 2025 Boston Crusaders Xylo Mallet Station, that was badass. And I love watching that. I love watching musicians and the change and what's happening with everything. I just, short of AI, God damn it. I'm just saying, oh, here we go. Here comes the comments. Oh my God. Okay, check this out, guys. I was sitting, like I do, watching the fan spin. And you know what I was thinking to myself? And I'm going to do one or two more songs before I take my break, but I got to do this. There was a thing where the owner, I guess, or the CEO of Suno had said, it's just too hard to learn all the instruments. It takes so much time and so much energy, and why learn to play music and why learn all that sort of stuff if all you do is come to Suno? You can do that. They're still on that marketing bubble. They're trying to grab as much money right now before the music AI bubble bursts, in my opinion. But do you guys remember that? Did any of you guys see that when that guy said that in that clip? You can look it up where he says that literally in a podcast. He was downplaying what it took to become a musician. What the fuck? How long did it take him to become whatever he is as a computer? I don't know what that guy does, if he's the guy that wrote the program. So I'm starting to think of myself. I'm starting to go well, we know how this whole AI thing is kind of like, I'm kind of thinking, wouldn't that be ironic? Since the whole AI thing is about the stealing, the leaning, the learning of music, taking it into this business model, the whole back and forth copyright thing, and Suno putting out all of this just mind-numbingly parochial marketing, like, hey, you could do this, you could do this, you could really save, because that's what it is. That's what the stockholders are expecting of the CEO to do. But wouldn't it be ironic if there's a guy right now, some guy or gal in a garage that's training AI on the music that's produced by the promptducers, which is the output of Suno, training it on that output, and is going to do something else with it, which is this like 2 or 3 layer cannibalism of that kind of thing happening that would destroy. Remember what Napster did to music? Wouldn't it be ironic if there's somebody, some company, some guy out there right now or a gal who's training it on the output of everybody that has their music publicly coming out on the Suno, and then takes it, cannibalizes it, and now there's like another layer of like, well, how do we know from where? And then it actually turns it on its ear. I'm just saying, I don't know where I get these thoughts. I'm just saying, is it me? I don't know. I just, I'm just saying, I'm not that guy that I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know what to expect, but, for me, I think it was just heartbreaking that somebody like him, not heartbreaking to me and not being elitist to it, but for him to say, oh, it takes too long to learn music, it takes too long to learn your instruments, and then all the engineering you got to do. He sounded like the ShamWow guy. Even the ShamWow guy sounded better than him. you know. But he, like I said, he's got to do what he's got to do. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? If you're going to be that, you know. And everything I had to say has nothing to do with the people who are participating in or not, or the whole arguments and the copyright. I get all that. I'm just saying the discursive nature of people who are like, oh yeah, watch this. And now they're training on the output of Suno, and then it's going to come out with something completely different. You know, I know that there was this thing a month ago where another company trained on a lot of existing music or something else, but if it was purposely trained on the output of everybody who's paid into Suno, thinking, hey, I just AI prompted my song, and this is this, and so on and so forth, and then that gets cannibalized and re-output, or however you would do. I don't know. I'm too old to think on multiple levels or layers right now, but I'm just saying, what the hell? I just had an old man rant. I did it. I'm sorry. I said it. Let's go to another song. I'm just saying. Here we go. Next up. The payback is hell. I'm coughing. Next up, after this song, I'm going to take a short break, and then I'll be coming back. Next up is Hendenblur. Hendenblur. Okay, that was my rant. Did I sound too out of? Did I sound too out of like my mind? Is that like an old fart thinking of possibilities that somebody's already stepped on? I don't know. All right, let's get into it. Hendenblur wants us to, let's see, not sure if you've heard Billy Strings before, but he's a great bluegrass guitarist that has sort of revitalized the modern bluegrass scene. Good, bluegrass is an incredible genre. And has gotten pretty popular playing a bunch of big venues like Red Rock and Lollapalooza. Oh, killer. This is a cool instrumental track that released on his latest album. It's got a new influence. It's got a lot of new influence he's been talking about working into his writings. The main riff is actually a play on Practice Line that he liked the sound, kind of the sound. So I say so. It's kind of a practice thing he's generated into this track. Hope you enjoy. Okay, this is Hendenblur's track. Wants us to listen to Billy Strings' Escanaba, I'm sorry. Empanada. No, I'm sorry. Escanaba. I did say that. All right, guys, let's go. My show, my fails.
You're going to do a song for us. Is that right, Billy?
Sure.
Here's Escanaba.
All right. Well, thank you.
Ooh, live too, even better. Definitely going to get blocked, though. If it's a Howard Stern thing. Oof. Oh, he's adding. There's some smooth adjacent fusion stuff going on there that I love. Oh, I'm loving this, man. I love the walking bass. It's just keeping us. Yay. Nice pattern right there. Killer engineering. Jeez. The pattern with the banjo and the mandolin, freaking great musicianship. Everybody in there. That was great. Love that breathing after 8 bars. See if he breathes again. Gotta give us that mandolin in there. Come on, camera guy. God, camera dude, get on the right instrument. I'm sorry, I'm just being that guy. There we go. Violin time, maybe, yeah? Oh, this is great section here. Everybody gets a turn. Diddly-doo-dee. Yeah. Billy Strings has really phenomenal technique. Look at that string skipping there with the pick. What a great section. Went slightly into that little note right there. I loved it. Went a little out of the box. Building it all up. Let's go. There's always that one note. I like what he's doing there. A little bit of that dissonant C.
Wow.
Badass. Oh my God. That was so kick-ass. If that's where Billy Strings is taking bluegrass, I'm really excited for the genre. I've always loved bluegrass. I've always seen it as some of the most technically performed music. I think the term bluegrass just, I think maybe got a little kind of tied in with the country vibe and the whole, that part of the United States, which, well, that's where it's born from, the sound and everything like that. Also, you know, the dance, every now and then I come through some of the dance videos of them, some incredible dancing and stuff. Very technical musically when it comes to the percussive elements of the arrangements, you know? The banjo, the mandolin. I don't know what was up with the cameraman, but maybe it wasn't a cameraman, maybe it was in the editing. You know, that was the choices that were being made. I don't know. That just, I was like, bruh, I'd like to watch the mandolin player, please. Thank you. Or the banjo. Anyhow, I loved a lot of what Billy Strings is doing. I recognize a lot of the patterns are really super fun. And then occasionally go. These are these like chromatic climbs or descending things that do have kind of a practice riff orient to it. But I mean, everything that we learn in that capacity is just how do you go ahead and just, you know, put that in that salad bar, especially when you're sitting there grinding, you know, 16th through the whole thing. You know, so if this is the tempo, 4, 8. Dot 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 and 16th da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You're just firing on all cylinders, and effortlessly, on all the musicians. That's da 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 done. Oh my goodness! All right, Splooey, I got your linkish. I'll check that out. It looks like you're digging out yourself. So, the name of this artist is Billy Strings. Here, I'll put the link inside the chat here. Thanks, Hannibal. All right, guys, check it out. I'm just going to take a short break, about 10 minutes. If you're going to hang out, you hang out. I've got more to come. I've got some donos, and then we're going to cheese it out from here. Let me step off, and don't forget my hard drive. You know, I just want to circle back. It's just good to see Turnip in the house. I'm just saying. It's good to see you here, my friends. My friends. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a short little break. Let me get my, hang on for a second. Let me get us a little music to listen to on the slide.